Welcome to Triple E Direct, the number one place to charge yourself with concepts and techniques of electrical and electronics engineering. In this video, we are going to discuss about these topics. So stay tuned to watch the video till the end. Firstly, we will discuss about four important terms of electric systems. The first one is electrical energy. First, we will see the definition of the electrical energy. Electrical energy is the energy associated with flow of charges or flow of electrons. Secondly, we'll see the formula for that. Formula for the electrical energy. The electrical energy is equal to the product of power into time. Okay. Third, we will see the unit for electrical energy. It is measured in kilowatt hours. The unit of electrical energy is measured in unit of kilowatt hours. The second important term that we are going to discuss is electric power. Right. First, we will see the definition of that. So, electric power is defined as the rate at which the electrical energy is transferred to the load. The rate at which the electrical energy is transferred to the load. This is your electric power. And next we will see the formula for that. Formula for electric power is, from the formula of electric energy, you have two formula for electric power actually. From the formula of electrical energy, you can write power is equal to energy by time. Rate at which electrical energy is transferred, that is energy by time. And you have one more formula for that. Power is equal to the product of voltage and current. Voltage and current. Next, we will see the unit of electric power. Unit of electric power. The power, electric power is measured in watts. The third important term in electric systems that we are going to see is the voltage. Voltage. We will see the definition of that. What is actually a voltage? Every charge will have a potential energy. Each and every charge atom will be having a potential energy. The difference in the potential energy, between the charges is called potential difference or voltage. Next, we will see the formula for this. Similar to electric power, the voltage also has two formulas. From the formula of electric power, we can say that voltage is equal to power divided by current. Or from the Ohm's law, voltage can also be said as the product of current into resistance. Current into resistance. And now we will see the unit of voltage. The voltage is usually measured in terms of volts. The fourth important term that we are going to discuss now is the current. So firstly, we will see the definition of current. As you all know, current is the rate of flow of electrons. Rate of flow of electrons. And next, we will see the formula to find out the current. Okay. Current also has two formulas. Or you can say as three formulas. From the formula of power, we can write current is equal to power divided by voltage. Or from the formula of voltage, we can write as current is equal to voltage by resistance. Okay. From the definition of the current, it says that current is rate of flow of electrons. Therefore, current is equal to charge by time. So, you have three formulas to calculate current. And the unit for measuring the current is amperes. The current is measured in amperes. Next, we will see what is an electric circuit. An electric circuit is a model of electrical energy sources and devices operated by electrical energy sources that are combined or connected in a particular combination. Okay, this is called an electric circuit. So, the electrical energy sources can be modeled as either a voltage source or a current source. So, whenever a current flows in any device, the three phenomenon occurs. One is opposition to the flow of current. Which is termed as the resistance. The second one is opposition to the change in current, which is termed as inductance. And the third one is opposition to the change in voltage. This phenomenon is termed as capacitance. So, any device can be modeled as a resistor, inductor and capacitor or a combination of these three things. Okay. So, energy sources can be modeled as a voltage source or current source, and the devices can be modeled as R, L and C. Therefore, an electric circuit consists of active elements that supply energy, such as the energy sources, and passive elements that consumes the energy. The passive elements consume energy either by absorbing or by storing. Okay, resistor absorbs the energy or dissipates it in form of heat, and L and C, the inductor and the capacitor, stores and releases energy. Stores and releases the energy. Okay, so the active elements are the energy sources, either voltage source or current source. Active elements are those elements that supply energy to the circuit, and passive elements are the elements that consumes the energy from the circuit. Next, we will see about the energy sources. The energy sources are classified as independent sources and dependent sources. Independent sources are sources that independently converts any form of energy to electrical energy. For example, a battery. Battery, what it does? It uses chemical energy and convert it into electrical energy. And another example is a solar cell. It converts light energy to electrical energy. Another example is a generator. It converts mechanical energy to electrical energy. These are all independent sources. They independently convert any form of energy to electrical energy. It does not depend on another form of electrical energy. Okay, so the next source, the next classification of energy source is dependent sources. Dependent sources. These are the sources that require another source of electrical energy for them to function. For example, a transistor. Usually a transistor can be used as a switch to pass one signal from one point to another. Anyway, it requires a base input for the transistor to act as a switch and switch on. For it requires another signal for it to switch on. Similarly, op-amps. Op-amps require another electrical supply for them to operate as a multiplier or adder or subtractor. Anything, they want another electric supply. These are the examples for dependent sources. Now, we will see the symbols that are used for representing the energy sources. So, firstly, we'll see a DC voltage source. This is the symbol for DC voltage source. Sometimes it is also represented as this. This is the symbol for DC voltage source. And for current source is this is a DC current source. DC current source. And AC voltage source. AC voltage source is represented by this symbol. And AC current source is represented by this symbol. These are the symbols for independent current sources and independent voltage sources. And now we will see the symbols for dependent sources. The dependent sources may also either be a voltage source or current source, and the source on which this dependent source depends on, that may also be a voltage source or a current source. So depending on that, we have 4 types of dependent sources. First one is dependent voltage source. This is voltage dependent voltage source. It is called VDS. voltage dependent voltage source. This is a voltage source which depends on some other voltage. So to represent that voltage dependent voltage source. Okay, now the same voltage source, if it is mentioned as this, Vs is equal to K into I. This means that this is a voltage source but it depends on some other current source. So now this becomes current dependent voltage source. So now a dependent current source is represented by this symbol where Is is equal to Ki. This means this is a dependent current source and this depends on some other current. Therefore, this becomes current dependent current source. So now the same current source, if it is written as Is is equal to K into V, this means that this current source depends on some other voltage source. So then now it becomes voltage dependent current source. So now we have seen about the electric energy sources. Now we will see the devices. All the electrical devices can be modeled as a resistor, inductor, capacitor or a combination of these, as I've said. So first, what will be the resistance? The resistance R is equal to rho L divided by A. The rho is the resistivity of the material and L is the length of the conductor and A is the area of cross section of the conductor. And the voltage current relationship, the VI relationship for a resistance is given by V is equal to IR or I is equal to V divided by R. The next device or element is inductance. Whenever current flows in an element, a flux is created in that element. In a straight current carrying conductor, the flux is actually negligible. However, when the conductor is wound in the form of a coil, there is a flux and this flux opposes the cause producing it. This flux is caused by the current flowing through it. Therefore, the flux opposes the flow of current. That is termed as inductance. And the inductance is measured by L is equal to number of turns into the flux divided by the current flowing through that conductor. N is the number of turns in that coil. Phi is the flux produced in that coil and I is the current flowing through that coil. The VI relationship of an inductor is given by V is equal to L into di divided by dt or I is equal to 1 by L integration of V dt. And I forgot to mention the symbol of the resistance. This is the symbol of a resistor and this is the symbol of an inductor. Next we will see about the capacitor. Whenever voltage exists in an element, there will be some charge stored in that element. The capacitance will exist between two conductors separated by a dielectric. Okay, so the capacitance is given by the charge per voltage. Q is the charge and V is the voltage applied across the two conductors separated by the dielectric medium. Okay, and the VI relationship of a capacitor can be given by V is equal to 1 by C integration of I dt, or I is equal to C into dV divided by dt. And the symbol for the capacitance is given by this. This is the symbol of a capacitor. In our next video, we are going to see about the topics given here and much more. So remember to subscribe the channel and hit the notification bell. Please give a thumbs up to this video and share it with your friends, which will help me reach more audience. You can join our weekly newsletter subscription through the link given in the description below, where you will receive a free mock test every week and also a free PDF of short notes on the topics covered in that week. If you have any specific request or clarifications on EEE subjects, write to me on EEEdirect2020@gmail.com. Thank you and stay charged.